And now welcome everyone to another episode of EUSL.EUSL. It's Inky's Yap Zone, it's the fourth one. I'm already in a great mood in terms of being accurate and talking, and joined with me today, obviously today, you can see it yourself, is SMG and Otta. SMG, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful evening here in London. Happy to be here.
And Otta, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, the usual, I think. We're joling.
Feeling pretty energetic for a Monday evening. And yeah, some people are already talking about it. Venom was supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. I don't know. So we just move now.
Welcome to Europe.
Welcome to Europe.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, last week we had a little bit of a production special, so we had a lot of talking about the production side of EUSL. Obviously, there's like a minor event that has happened as well, which was like the finishing of EUSL of the entirety of second season as a whole, and I feel like that should be our main focus for today as well. So yeah, we can just kind of touch upon some of the stuff that's happened in the season. I feel like if we want to do it as a complete circle, we can start off with where all of it started. We can start off with like maybe the teams. Smeg, did you have anything specific when you saw the teams that were playing in the USL? Anything specific that popped out to you, or even for your end? How did you even end up in Flames Kitten?
I'll talk a bit first about the teams. At the start of the season, I thought it was first really interesting seeing like you and Luna Atsuro kind of swap teams basically. I was curious how that one would go. Unfortunately, it didn't go like as great as for Diamond as I think it could have if they played. But at the start, I thought that was quite exciting, and I also thought it was quite interesting. You know, Lucas had been role swapping for a while, but I didn't know he would be playing a role swap team. And of course, I did think Fierce Fury would be the favorites, but you know, didn't turn out like that. But for me, how I ended up on Flames Kittens, I'll start with a different team, which is I don't remember which qualifier, but I played one qualifier with Hades and Cray, and we played like absolute trash, and we didn't qualify. I say we, but I just mean Cray. But we didn't qualify, and then but even before that, I was like to Cray, I'll try qualify with you, but if we do, I don't want to really play the game much, so get a sub who'll like play whenever I don't want to play. We don't qualify. Fast forward, I meet up with my goalie Yuki in real life, and I should say I wasn't in a position of sound mind, and she said, "Oh, Flames Kittens has no substitutes. Like we have no one. What can we do?" And in my great wisdom, I said, "Yuki, I got you. I will be the substitute. We will save Flames Kittens." Fast forward like 3 weeks into EUSL, and they're like, "Yeah, you're playing now the rest of the time. Good luck." But it was fun. It was fun. But yeah, it was a weird journey to get here. You know, didn't expect it coming into it, but I had my fun.
So much for being a substitute, eh?
Yeah.
Substitute that played, I think, out of the, what was it? 7 games. I think you played like 5.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, you definitely played against us in the first week.
Yeah.
And then you played I feel like you played the majority of them for sure.
Yeah, I think the only teams I didn't play were Fish and TMCT. And basically the first week I still wasn't like, I was still a substitute. I already knew I wouldn't be playing that week, but after that I was like, oh, I'm pretty much done probably. After week 3 it all changed.
And then you just casually evolved into the flex monster of forward and midfield. Funnily enough, not the goalie performances that you would be expecting from someone that used to play goalie, but hey, you can play more roles than I can, so.
Yeah, I like before playoffs I like to use the excuse, you know, I'm just off roll, but After playing Imi goalie in playoffs, I don't think I can use that excuse anymore. So I don't know. I'll think of a new one eventually.
Yeah, that's definitely. Atta, from your end, how's going into the USL at the beginning? Fridge, obviously. Anything special how that came to be, or just the way it ended up working out?
I mean, like how was this? It's a little bit since like the team formed, so I
It's
can't
been like
remember
3
the
months.
specifics.
It's fine.
Yeah. So like, you know, I basically didn't play EUSL season 1 because I had like a summer job where I worked in most of the weekends, most of the Saturdays for that covered EUSL 1, so I couldn't play in that. Where right before that, I was the goalie for TMCT. So like, if I could have played then, I probably would have been playing with TMCT. But well, because I couldn't play, I ended up subbing like one game for CCC instead. So when it came time to like get a team for season 2, I didn't really like have any like fresh connections for playing on a team. I basically hadn't played a tournament in like half a year at that point. So I didn't really know. I'm also like a bit shy about asking people, "Hey, you want a team?" Because I don't know, like I do have like a bit of a wacky playstyle compared to most other goalies, and some of my friends have clearly let me know that they hate playing with me, even though they like me. Playing with me is miserable. I mean, you can look at my previous teammate Gio in solo queue. This guy absolutely despises having me on his team. So I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, but I can't remember exactly how it ended up, but eventually it was like, what forwards are left? Because I felt like there was like a drought in forwards. So I was like, what forward could I actually get? And then I looked at like the list of people, and the one person that was still available that I thought of was Immaculator, who I played with in my very first tournament in Omega Strikers, which was the Hamburger High tournament in beta. Played with Immaculator there, and we didn't do super well. Got knocked out by Lynx and Kitsune, I think, which was rough. And then we just looked for a midfielder, and like Hyde was a pretty obvious choice. Played with Hyde a lot previously on Cape, with Sios as well. And then we ended up getting Sios for substitute. So like it was basically like my older teammates that I had played with at some point, like gathered into one team. So that's like kind of how it happened. I'm sorry, but I did kind of steal Immaculator from Nero. They were supposed to play initially, I think. But then it's like I had being the better goalie privilege, so I could steal the forward somehow.
That is how the world works. It's just
Yeah.
I'm higher on the hierarchy. I get priors on it.
No hate to Nero, but you know, it is what it is.
I mean, Nero still ended up doing fine, right? He ended up finding Whistle and Tan,
well.
making the return for Eclipse into the top level of European Omega Strikers. They did take a set, no, a game. They did.
Yeah.
Fun fact: do you guys know who they took a game against?
Yeah, I know who they took a game against. It was me, Nur, and Brack blah blah.
Oh yeah, that was the only series that Yuki didn't play, right?
No, she played like the games after. I don't know. I don't remember actually why
the only game.
I feel like she was asleep again, but yeah, that one game was the only game she didn't play.
I do actually think there's only one game that Yuki has played in. Or has not played in. Wait, let me double check that. You continue yapping a bit. I'll look through the sheets really quick.
Yeah, I will also say, like, in terms of like what stood out to me about the teams that were in EUSL season 2, was very much and I'm quoting here. Apology for bad English. Where were you when packet loss die? I was at house when phone ring. Packet loss is kill? No. Where did packet loss go? I mean, we had 2 of them on the same team.
I just felt like I had a fever dream. What happened?
Whose quote is that?
I need to know
I'm
who
sorry.
said
Wait. I remember just like I was looking. Well, Zoe and Lila were looking for a goalie because like apparently packet loss wasn't a thing anymore, and they like asked me at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't end up happening. Oh yeah, yo, actually, fucking Din and Rekos trolled me, bro.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
These
you
guys
played
are
with
like,
Turner.
yo, let's run it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we play the qualifier, and they're like, I hate playing this game. I'm not touching it again. So
I mean-
I had to, because that was my original plan. So then I ended up on the fridge, and I declined playing with what would have been the rest of packet loss, because I was gonna play with them.
Yeah.
So here we are. But when Zoe like DM'd me, I made like the whole meme. Can I send that in production studio and you can like put it up? It's a very poor
sure.
edit. It's like it's like an old ass meme for like where were you when Club Penguin die?
Oh, it's that one.
I think I just made this edit because I was like,
Yo, 647 likes. Went kind of crazy with it, you know.
yeah.
Also,
yeah.
I did look up really quick. That was the only game that Yuki did not play for FOK.
Yeah.
Was the loss against the Clips. So
0% win rate without Ayuki. It just goes to show you.
0% win rate with Brock goes crazy. So
Okay, he hadn't grown into the adult yet.
yeah, true. Actually, right now, is he still Pro League?
I don't think he is right now, or at least like yesterday he wasn't. But your copy pasta after reminded me of something funny. I was watching a Gumi stream, you know, the Demons Raw goalie, and I remember it was like start of EUSL season, and he was looking at the teams. I remember he was like, "Yo, where are all the good players at? What happened?" He was like, "Where's Alex?" And he couldn't find what team Venom was on. Like he was looking for them. It was pretty funny. How
Wait, is he wrong? Was he wrong about that? I mean, he's kind of right in a sense. but-
Yo.
yeah, I mean,
Low key though. Where is Alex? You know, listen.
Sure.
I'm just saying, if Alex makes a return for season 3, it's rough. You know.
I need Alex to make a return and just, yo, this goalie meta is cringe.
Dude,
say it.
I'll be real.
It's-
Like, I'm the biggest abuser of it, but I'm falling asleep every game. It's just looking Atlas because
Oh.
it's so difficult to get past. But man, I'm falling asleep in net.
My God, I remember when we played against you guys, I was like, I don't want to play into Atlas, and first game I was like, I don't want to play into Cookies Jakar because they got missile pop,
Yeah.
but then we get Atlas, and then second game it's like missile pop again, so we ban the Atlas. It's like I hate this character so much. And
You know what the best? I have it open in front of me. So game 1, right? We were on Gates. It was a Sparker Strength primetime start. You guys ended up banning the Now, probably targeting like Geo in the midfield department there, and then you got at the Atlas treatment. For the other
Yeah.
2 games in our series, you banned Atlas, and the best thing is missile prop start. Yes, very true. I just looked in Drakkar in net.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. And the same thing in like in playoffs. We popped into you guys. And
Yeah.
it was double missile pop start. And then you can't imagine my despair. Like maybe our team, I think I'm like the only person on our team who can play now, and it was like Monu missile pop start, and I'm like, well, I don't want Sloth to play Atlas, but I don't want Geo to have now, and I also don't want Sloth to have now, but I don't want Cookies to have Jakar, like
So you went the logical thing, ban Atlas, and had to play against
Yeah.
now Drakkar. Have fun.
yeah.
To be honest, you guys were cursed actually. Our starting awakenings in our playoff series was Missile Prop Catalyst and Missile Prop Monu. Like Oh my
That's
god.
horrendous.
How can play? No, but
Yeah, but
on a real note, I feel like once people come back and more actively play like eject goalies, I think it's going to even itself out, because I actually do think currently the meta is in a place where both can work. You just need to be good at what you're doing. Like if you're a defensive goalie, you can't really play ejects because then it's just going to be worse than locking in a Mako or an Atlas or something. But that same goes the other way. If you're an excellent eject player, you're probably not going to do too crazy if you lock in the defensive goalies either. And right now, it's always matchup dependent. So I feel like if my enemy goalie's playing a defensive goalie, I don't have a reason to go an aggressive goalie against him because I can pick away a character from him and just match his playstyle.
yeah, that's fair enough. Personally, I don't know. The thing is, like, in my opinion, in this season, like Yuki was the best eject goalie player.
Oh, easily.
And it wasn't
Easily.
really close.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yep.
it's kind of hard for me to say like, because I didn't play into like many eject goalies, how strong they are in like competitive. Right now, it just feels like defensive goalies are just like, especially Atlas and like Mako a bit. It's pretty annoying, but mostly Atlas. It just feels like it's so miserable as a forward to play into Atlas. Like even if you're the best passer in the world, like even your midfielder have crazy synergy, like whatever, it feels really bad to play into. I think Atlas only lost once in playoffs, right? Pretty sure,
Alex
correct.
in season
Atlas.
Oh, Atlas. Let
Atlas.
me
Yeah.
check that and
I think he
play.
won most games. On the Mako,
I
though,
could
like
actually check, too.
Mako's like barely touched at all. Actually, I think that's more
Yeah.
of like a solo Q demon.
I just know that for regular season, I'm the only player that got a win on Mako, so that goes crazy.
Yeah, I'm like the Mako player, and I did not get a win. I think I got
Yeah.
3 losses.
I mean, when did you?
You're
Let me
capable.
check. When did you lock Mako? Even like you probably
I
just
remember you
ended
said
up
it
locking
against
Mako
I
in
think
shit
I might have.
matchups.
Did I lock it against Flames?
You did, and that
game we
game.
lost. I locked it against 3 Germans. Game 1, that one we lost pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Outside of
locked
that, I
it.
can't remember.
You locked it against Flames Kittens on Taiko Temple, but you ended
Yeah,
up
we
going
got
up
absolutely
against.
destroyed when we were running a kitten comp. How?
Well, you
For
were
some
running a
reason.
kitten comp into
It's
Amy
a
Rune
Grim
Zen.
Rune.
So Yuki
Okay,
comfort Amy, Grim Rune comfort Rune, and SMG on Zen. Like just roll his face on it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
The rune
I think
send
also that
combo
was
a bit awkward.
wasn't that before like also most people like now people know that Rune is OP, but I feel like back then it was like the
No,
sleeper pick, you know?
You're actually wrong. You're actually wrong on this
No,
because
am
like
I?
the series before that series, or like one of the series before that one, was tripod fish versus whoever it was. Was it TMCT?
AMCT.
Yeah, it was. I think Rune had like Rune was picked every game. I think
You were
there.
so happy
And
about
in
it,
our
actually, yeah.
series. It was picked every time.
Right.
And apart from one game, Rune won
Right,
every single
right.
game. Basically already. We did have like 4 Rune players in that in those
Yeah,
two series. So
I feel like
but
I don't
still.
know. Maybe people like picked him, but I don't think people thought he was like the best midfield character at that point. And right now, I think Rune is probably the strongest midfielder. I don't know. Maybe people knew. I felt like he was a sleeper pick back then. Alongside now, I don't know why more people didn't really play now this season. He's pretty spot on too, I think.
I mean, now it's just boring, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
okay.
like, so is so is Estelle, and everyone picks her. Don't care. That character is so boring.
That's kind of true. Yeah. Also, like all the Atlas players, I guess, but.
Yeah. Estelle's like Drakar, but like a bit more fun to me.
I mean, Estelle, I feel like it's just inflated in terms of EUSL because, like, look at the playoff teams. Like,
Yeah.
you have Geo and TMCT. You have Donkers and Venom, who both play Estelle and Tribal Fish. You had Zara in Fury and Fang in Fury, who Fang also plays in the net. And then you had Grim on FOK. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the Estelle enjoyers. So
I mean,
Yeah.
look outside of playoffs as well. It's like, who doesn't play this character a lot? It's basically Hyde and Whistle. Everyone else is
you
like
could
Estelle gaming.
you get out of technicality, you could say Lila, because he doesn't play the game, so she doesn't play Estelle a lot. But
Yeah, but I mean, she was like, I feel like she was a pretty strong Estelle at one point.
oh yeah, most definitely.
And like, it's one of Lucas's preferred picks, it feels like, that and the Kai. So,
Very
just
good.
have a lot of Estelle players.
I remember like a lot of series, especially against like Geo as well. We were like, more against Zara we were more like fan pick the IME, but against Geo especially we didn't want him to play us. So, yeah, I think definitely having a lot of good SL players might inflate that a bit, but they're just boring. What can you do about that?
I was actually surprised about that going into like the playoff section for at least us on TMCT, because I just looked it up really quick. On both bracket semis and on upper bracket finals, so our series against FOK and our series against Fish, Geo played 5 Estelle games. Geo did not play a character other than Estelle. So something happened in draft that just always went through, and seems like there's a comfort there.
Yeah.
Missile prop Atlas.
It's great. It's
Maybe
fun.
that had something to do with it.
I also felt like, okay, one, like in our series, I felt like Geo got to the point where one, I think really stronger than Estelle. I felt like he was like before that not as threatening on other picks. Maybe now on like a strong start could match it, but I felt like Estelle was like the main threat. But when he started getting like other picks through, I would say I don't want him to play this like just as much as I don't want him on Estelle. Then we start to focus on like other things.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It's always a pick your poison type of deal in certain environments, right? Like, you're never going to be able to deny someone completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
I could add something to that, but that would be toxic, so I'm not gonna do it. You know.
yeah, but good.
I have,
I have a hunch. I'm not sure if it is, but anyways, looking at I mean that was like we went all over the place, right, in the end, but we kind of started with the beginning of the season. If we go towards the end of the EUSL season, right, with any of the final standings, was there anything that was just like very surprising to you guys? Like anything that you feel like that is not what it should have been?
about regular season?
End of regular season. So end of regular season standings were TMCT up first with 7-0. Tripod Fish was second place with 5-2. Fierce Furies third with 5-2. Flames Kittens was fourth with 4-3. Retirement Home was fifth with 3-4. Fridge was sixth with 3-4. 3 Germans seventh with 1-6, and Eclipse was 8th with 0-7. I'm also gonna work on having that be shown on screen.
I feel like I was pleasantly surprised by the fact that we didn't have like the same thing happen. It like happened in season 1, where it was like you had like the 4 very good teams and like the 1 middling team, and then the 3 shitters. You know, no offense. We had like a way more like close middle this time, which I think was very exciting. Like basically like both Retirement Home and Fridge could have been in playoffs over Flames Kittens.
Yeah, it ended up being much more of a I don't know if I want to call it a playoffs race specifically, but just a battle for playoffs, right? Like,
yeah,
you didn't know for certain what was going to happen. I think there was a very rough idea of who was after like the penultimate week, because some important head-to-heads are happening in that week. But all the way down to the second last match of the regular season, it wasn't set in stone yet, right? Like that last game of Flames Kittens against 3 Germans, Different outcome. If Flameskins doesn't win that, they don't just make it through. They would have been in a tiebreaker scenario then with retirement home and fridge. So up until basically the end of the season, you didn't know all of the 4 people in playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that week 6 was pretty hype. Or I don't think it necessarily lived up to it. Unfortunately, a bit of grief from people, but like falling asleep. But that I definitely think going up to that, I was like, wow, this is a big one. We gotta lock in. And I'm sure like Tripod Fish and the Fridge were definitely thinking the same. I'm wondering, EUSL, after you beat Fury in, was it week 2? Were you like, we're gonna go 7-0 here, or were you like, you know, still a bit unsure?
I mean, the thing is, at that point, our schedule is like very weird, right? Because we're playing the perceived other top 2s pretty early on. We play Fish week 1, we play Fury week 2. After both of these weeks have gone to end and we were at 2-0, I feel like there was an expectation to finish at 7-0. But I don't think we were cocky enough to a point of saying like, yeah, there's no way we're not winning all of it, right? Because you're still never really sure what's gonna happen. So you know, I mean, Cookies was. I mean, Cookies just beaming full of confidence. But I think it would have been at that point very clearly unlikely for us to not go 7-0, simply just because we've because there's also like a mental high, right? Like you've just beaten the 2 teams that you're potentially fighting for first for.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You guys played like all the playoff teams in the first 3 weeks. Who made the schedule? Like what?
I mean, that's just RNG. It just happens. Like what can do?
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Also, like, I just want to say, how the heck did like this Tripod Fish team with the goated logo, by the way, how did they end up going 5-2? Like, that's actually crazy. Has anyone talked about that? How crazy it is that they ended up 5-2?
You know what's crazy?
Like, that's actually insane.
You know what you can discuss? Who you can discuss that with? That it is crazy.
Yeah.
Venom.
Venom. Oh my god. Is that guy alive?
Let me set up just a single second. We're gonna go into a quick. Hold that conversation. Hold that thought. We're gonna go into a quick BRB screen. To get Venom in, our little sleepy boy. So we'll be back in just a second.
Oh, don't do him dirty like that. Oh, we're back with Venom Yummy now.
Yo, no way.
No way.
I love German internet.
Let's go. Wait, didn't you say power outage?
Not power outage, like not fully, but like internet outage. Like power outage was just the first thing that came to mind, but it was an internet outage.
His
Yeah,
story's
we-
crumbling already.
We are having
Anyway.
yeah, maybe you were asleep after all.
no. We just had, like, we switched to telecom like 2 weeks ago, and ever since then we had a little bit of problems, like here and there. I think also in general the house is like kind of messing up right now because there's also a leakage in the, how do you say it, like what is Erdgeschoss English.
Uh,
Ground shot, like what?
Oh, what?
we definitely taken a turn since this guy subbed in for Sloth.
Yeah. They immediately
Okay,
lost
yeah,
the plot.
okay, just first floor. We are having like
okay.
a leakage on the first floor. It may have affected our internet a bit. Also, we had in my room, in the kitchen, and in my roommate's room, the light bulb exploded because.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That sounds very cool. Sounds like
Yeah.
the electrical work has been great
Yeah.
in that apartment. Holy.
Oh, moving swiftly.
Yeah, I was not sleeping. My internet was gone for like an hour.
We believe you. We believe you.
And
Trust.
how did your internet play a part in how Tripod Fish made it to 5-2,
Yeah,
beating
well,
Fury in
Okay.
EUSL season
Like
2?
you guys were about to implode, no? After week 2, and then you just won every game.
Yeah, so we kind of anticipated that we were gonna lose to TMCT, even though we made it a close fight, I would say. Like, we definitely thought, okay, we can beat them, but we're not gonna be surprised if we lose to them because they are a very strong team. Against FAK, it was kind of unexpected that we lost to them, even though I rated them highly. I didn't think we were gonna lose to them. And yeah, after we started out 0-2, the team imploded a little bit, mainly from Fozzy's side. It was like, do we even want to continue? Are we just gonna like maybe a slot in our subs and just give up this week, give up season 2 and then just like play for fun or something like that? But Douglas and me managed to convince him that we're just gonna continue playing and like make the best of it, because I and Douglas still were pretty confident that we could make it to playoffs, even though it's gonna be rough with our 0-2 start. I think 4-3 was going to be enough. We were also anticipating losing to Fierce Fury, but there was going a little bit of funny business on our side and the enemy side. Like, I was hard lagging from Vodafone. Fozzy couldn't play, but then also Fierce Fury, Fang couldn't play, and they had to slot in Cray, and Sake had to play on phone internet. So there was a little bit of funny business on both sides. We did ended up winning it. And after that, we just kind of winked it.
Fair enough. Wouldn't be an EUSL match without a bit of funny business. Maybe we can talk about that a bit. All the goofs. I can say personally, my griefer in the net, Ayuki, falling asleep at the wheel. I think it was our series versus Fury, where we were for once running way ahead of schedule, and Yuki set an alarm for like 15 minutes before our game, but our game was really early, and then at the same time Zar was like 15-minute walk away from his house, so the game was delayed quite a bit. And then the next week I had a conversation with Luna, who we were playing against home that week, and she said, I haven't slept, and it was like midday. I said, okay, make sure you wake up for your alarm, and don't pull an Ayuki. And then and then we ended up playing against Bingus and Lila that week. So it didn't turn out as planned, but
yeah, it wouldn't be EUSL without a little bit of scuff,
yeah.
both from the players and the casting, like streamer side.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? There was like, oh, when was this? It was like Fury versus TMC. No, Fury versus Eclipse. Where like they were trying to make it go as as slow as possible because Sar had to like catch a train or something.
that
after
was
the
that
match.
was out of the match. Wait, I didn't know about that one actually.
I think wasn't that week 1? I think that was week 1. I were like, Daryl was like begging for the game to go as long as possible. So Sar
think-
had to
I
leave.
think that was our match against you guys before that, no? Like Fish versus Fridge. Where it went to game 3, right? Or which week?
No, that was I think that was a different week.
If
Wait.
that was week 1, then everyone
week
did
1
their
we played
job.
versus.
Oh, never mind. We played after that.
Yeah, we played pretty late.
Week 1 until Fury Eclipse was all like 2-1 games, so looks like
Yeah, it was
we did
like,
our job slowly.
what the heck? Going from like EUSL season 1 where like the only ones getting like 1 win and 2 losses was like PCC basically. We're the only ones having close matches to like the entire day being close.
Good improvement. Hopefully there'll be some, some new rosters coming to shake things up. In a pretty confirmed EUSL season 3.
99% was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make it.
Also regarding that, Ifia asked in chat if all 3 of us are planning to play EUSL season 3. How's it going for you guys? Like, I know that SMG, I don't think you're gonna play.
Yeah. I don't plan on playing. Personally, I feel like kind of how Balu must have felt at the start of this one. He was like, I want to. Well, it was more about his teammates committing, and if not, he didn't want to play. But for me, it's like I felt a lot as though this season, me not really playing much, resulted in some grief stuff a bit, and like you can watch our playoffs match versus TMCT. If you watch those 2 sets, the first 2 sets, like masterclass on how to not play Zentaro. If any coaches want to go show that to potential students, you can use that. Yeah, going into games not too warm and feeling like I had inconsistent performances. I feel like either I would have to, or I would want to play the game a lot, and actually have really strong performances, or just do what I plan to, which is hopefully help out on the production side for season 3. But yeah, I don't plan on playing the game too consistently, so I don't think I'm gonna play.
What about you, Atta?
So it depends a bit on when EUSL season 3 would be, because I'm probably gonna have a summer job again, the same one. So unless I know way ahead of time that it's gonna be if it's through June or through halfway through July, then I could ask, hey, can I avoid working in the evenings on Saturdays? And I could probably play. But if I know that information way too late, then it might be an issue for me to play, honestly. But I really want to play though. But it would suck if I can play for most of regular season and then let's say, well, I do think I'm good enough to make playoffs as a player individually. So let's say I make playoffs and then, oh, I can't play team. Sorry, I have to go work. And that wouldn't be very cool. So
Yeah, that's valid.
yeah. So I hope that I can make it, but
so it's just depending on when the season 3 starts and in which time frame.
yeah, basically.
What about you, Venom? I have no idea what your plans are. What do you plan on doing?
I am in the talks with a few people. I am interested in playing season 3. I'm likely gonna play season 3 if it works out. Also regarding Balu, for some people in chat, I'm sorry to burst the bubble, but Balu's probably not playing. I already touched the waters. But yeah, I am probably gonna play. It's also a little bit depending on like when it is, but otherwise, I'm gonna try to break the third place curse. Hopefully in like second or first place, not the other way around, but I hopefully can break the third place curse.
Fair enough. And so it seems like seems like from what you said that you're looking around at new rosters. I don't know. Are you planning? Well, I don't know. It depends if you want to answer that. I don't know if you want to.
So
answer that.
like which individual players I'm like in
No.
intending to
I'm
follow?
just
So-
wondering if Ata's the same. Like if he's planning on, like if he does play on looking around at new rosters or saying if you're willing to say publicly, of course.
I am okay. So I'm not gonna play with fish.
Not
Also-
you, Griefum.
Yeah, I think I heard my name in there.
Okay,
but-
I thought the question was like was in the room for both of us. Okay, yeah.
Well, I feel like you. Well, are you planning on playing with tripod fish then, Venom, again, or
no. So Fosse is not playing. I am intending to play midfield again. So like the thing with regarding Donker is like both of us want to play midfield. Both of us like I'm fine with playing forward, but I would rather play midfield. I think the same goes for Donker. So I don't think it's very likely that we got a team again. So I'm looking for other people. Okay, Ata, pop off.
Yeah, so I'm in the market for a different team. I do like playing with Fridge though, so it's not like I'm against the idea. But I could also like if I get like, oh I really doubt it happening, but like let's say like Sloth gets the boot and like TMCT need a goalie again, and they're like, hey, you want to come back on? It's like I could consider that, you know. But I would also be down to like run with keep with Fridge, because I feel like there was still a lot of stuff we could have improved on. Just didn't really have the time to get the amount of work in that we needed, because like Immaculator like stabbed his hand through with the mirror or some shit like for the first half of the season. So we were like a bit limited in the amount of practice we could put in. So there's still room for growth with the team. So like it could still be like a viable option, I think.
Fair enough, and you know, looks like as is I feel a bit classic in Europe compared to maybe NA where teams stick for a lot longer. Seems like you know, also if you look on Wikipedia, it does say all of the Fierce Fury members have left the team. I don't know what's happening with them, but you know, it seems like there's a lot of players open. Maybe only TMCT could be the team to stay from playoffs. We don't know, but exciting to see what formations there could be. I don't know. I think I'm also personally hoping that, you know, I know maybe it's not that realistic that like Llama-Craft and Din and all the other goats will just come back and start enjoying the game, but
We need Lynx back, bro. I swear.
yeah. I mean,
I need this psycho to like be laughing in VC.
Yeah, originally he was the forward for Fish, but
yeah.
like he was supposed to play the season, but yeah, we ended up making our decisions. So
Fair enough.
yeah, but maybe he could be interested in playing season 3 again. Maybe he's up for grabs. He's definitely good enough.
He's probably
Yeah.
still good enough, yeah.
I feel like there's definitely, you know, like also old players, maybe some new up and comers, who if they grind, I definitely see making playoffs. Yeah, I think I actually enjoy seeing different teams that personally, switch things up. Maybe we'll also see the return of Alex. I don't know. I want him to show the new defensive goalies what's up on eject. But maybe it's a pipe dream at this
Yeah,
point.
everyone became a strike shot merchant suddenly. Alex has to bring a new air with his eject.
What do you mean suddenly?
shenanigans.
I've been one-tricking this gear for like a year.
I don't, not everyone, but a lot of people switched to strike shot. from
I think
like eject.
Venom, you, funnily enough, and Yuki are the only goalies I actually remember playing Eject.
Sloth also played a lot of eject.
Did he
And
play a lot of Eject?
I think Sloth
Yeah.
played a decent amount of eject.
Maybe. I don't know. I just remember you on Luna, and then of course Yuki playing it a lot. But I don't know. I want to see it switched off.
But I also want to mention, like, briefly, just like elaborating on like potentially getting a new team. I feel like I'm still, because I do kind of have like a unique playstyle. I still feel like I haven't found like the forwards that really fit with how I play the game. I'm not sure what I would even be looking for, but that like makes me inclined to like try other options as well. I thought that would just be like worth clarifying, I guess.
That's fair. How did it? I guess we can take. It's still. Hopefully, production doesn't shout at me. You know. Maybe we can take a quick time and talk about the recent bump, because I think that was interesting to see.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, maybe I can talk to Venom about that a bit. Because I feel like that was a bit interesting to see a lot of mixed up teams that maybe are, I don't know, shadows or foreshadowing of any like EUSL Season 3 teams. What was that like for you, Venom, playing with Sloth and Umi?
I think that was the first time I teamed with Sloth. I did team a lot with Umi before, so having Sloth on goalie was definitely the first experience. I think he played very well, and I really liked playing with him. I also think he definitely showed once again that it's not just the team synergy, but him individually, that he improved to an insane amount. Like, before Season 2, I didn't hold him in the highest regard. I think he was a solid goalie, but he was not like a standout goalie, like in the talks of like top 3 or something like that. But his improvement was absolutely insane. And like, to have him in a tourney, it was really fun to play.
Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, Umi, like one of the people I was talking about, who I think if he grinds, could definitely be a top forward in EUSL
Yeah.
Season 3 if he chooses to.
Yeah, like when we had that time with no enemies, he grinded a lot there, and he definitely, I personally think he was like on par to contest like the best forwards we've had so far. So like peak Connex, peak Saka and stuff like that. Peak Cookies. I definitely think Umi, if he is down to grind again, is definitely gonna be one of the best forwards again.
Oh yeah, for
But yeah.
sure. Like that guy can, if he puts his mind to it, I think he needs to be in like a serious team environment for it. So like,
Yeah.
like he's not gonna do it for solo queue.
Yeah.
Like if he puts his mind to it, he improves very very fast. Like he showed that in No Enemies.
Yeah.
Speaking of World Cup Battlegrounds and other European tournaments, we have yet to mention Karen Corp Experiment and Karen Corp Trials. Trials is, if you know OSAS, it's pretty similar to that. If you don't, it's a rank cap at High Diamond Peak tournament with a couple qualifiers and then a final event. And Trials is, and Experiment is, I don't know how to succinctly describe it. It's interesting format where you play in a like round robin format without being able to repeat the same characters for the first day, and then good placement in that will qualify you to a second day. So check those out if you haven't. Self promo. I'm looking for some Apex Predator GOAT of the game diamond and below players to join my trials team. Check out my ETOS post if you want to.
Yeah, are you playing? You can't play.
No, I'm not. I'm
Just
not,
because
I'm coaching them.
you're
That's my
coaching.
plan.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
that was
cool.
my
That's cool.
plan. That was my plan.
I was gonna say like if you reached like challenger trio queuing, that also counts for being challenger, by the way. Just to let people know.
Yeah. So I guess back to EUSL. Maybe we can talk a bit about the MVP and All Stars.
We
Yeah.
kind of talked about that last week, though. Do we have
Oh.
unique opinions to share? No, not last week. 2 weeks ago. But
I have a unique opinion.
okay, go for it.
Okay. First of all, Yuki should have been MVP. I know Sloth said it too.
Speaking. I
Sloth
agree.
said it too. I think Sloth is very good, of course. I think he improved a lot. Personally, I don't know how to word it, but when I play against TMCT or with the members, I feel like Gio's the best player. I don't think the others are like significantly far behind. But personally, I would have said that Gio is the best player. But of course, Sloth did play very well. I don't know.
I will also. I have unique opinions to share. I feel like I agree with Sloth. He shouldn't have been MVP because the way I view it, it's like who brings the most, who's like the cornerstone of their team. I feel like TMCT, you don't really have that one player that's pulling them along, you know? They're all doing a great job.
Yeah, you can definitely argue for that. Like TMCT doesn't have a weak link.
Yeah, exactly. So like I would be much more inclined to look at someone like Yuki or Lucas for
I would
for their performances.
I would place like that was kind of how I viewed the difference between MVP and All Star. Even though I did avoid a few of my votes by voting for my teammates, I would put Loth above Yuki personally in the All Star voting. But I would say Yuki or maybe Lucas also as MVP candidates. Just because I'd say they bring the most value to the teams.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Venom, you're the big Sloth fan. What do you think?
I definitely think it's valid to consider Yuki as MVP. Like, she's probably the best offensive goalie player right now, and she played absolutely insane in FAK. I did end up voting for Sloth, even though I was also considering Yuki. I did end up voting for Sloth because I think sheerly because of how much he improved and how much kind of better he is than most goalies, except for like, yeah, Yuki. I was more tending towards Sloth. Even though, like you guys said, Yuki could have also definitely taken it.
I would say also, I feel like I don't know. It's hard to do All Stars. I feel because a lot of players were like flex players. I feel like honestly, I think I don't remember how many games Yuki played forward, but I personally I also feel like she could have been like in contention for like an All-Star brawler. Maybe not third entirely, but I think she was close. But which is like I guess another reason I would say like having I guess she didn't really play midfield too much, but having a really flexible teammate is which a lot of value that doesn't really get shown in All-Star voting itself.
On the forward/brawler note, I do feel like I don't know what happened, and it should probably be kept private, whatever it was. But it's such a shame that we didn't get to see more of Flame. I think it was finally Flame's time to like prove himself properly, and then something happened and then he was gone. I'm a bit
Yeah.
bummed about that.
I shot him so that I could play all the
Yeah.
game, as everyone
you,
knows.
you took him out so you could get the spotlight
It
instead.
had to be done. Yeah, definitely. I think someone who could have been. I think a lot of people are now after the season like being talked about more. I think he could have been one of them. But unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like, especially because Flame started off as like a character basically in EOS. This like
yeah, he
this
had,
like silver gold player who's talking shit.
Oh,
And
so
just
glad.
can't play the game at all in season 1.
yeah,
And then now he's actually like a good forward in EUSL. So I was hoping we could see more of that, but yeah, wasn't meant to
Yeah.
be, I guess.
it was definitely the biggest switch up. Like, I think everyone remembers how he was like plat stack for like almost a year or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like suddenly he's like actually good enough to be able to play on a USL level.
Yeah, that was like the glow up of all time.
Like everyone definitely has their improvements. It has like a learning curve view, but his rate of the chance like to be stuck on plat for like a year and like trash talking everyone to then actually becoming good enough. It definitely was crazy.
I feel like this season was also like a big improvement season. Just in general, I feel like even from like week 1, I would say a lot of the teams became stronger. Like you guys are definitely one of them in Fish. Like I guess like in part due to kind of like restructuring how you did things. But I think like things should have been different if maybe we had played you guys like a bit later on. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it definitely made us a stronger team when I switched to forward and Doggers went to midfield because yeah, like we played the first 2 weeks with me midfield and Doggers forward and we lost both games and then we switched and then we managed to make a 5-2 comeback. So yeah, it was definitely a good switch, even though I was a bit hesitant at first. Like I have my forward picks that I already consistently played in solo queue, but it was like,
Yeah.
should we really do that? We did end up doing it and it worked out, so can't complain about that. But
Yeah, and I think it was also cool like that you guys were also confident enough like to when the time presented itself, i.e. like when Dantara is not available, that you guys would spot back and play Donkers forward again. Like you still felt quite comfortable and still found success playing in the original roles. I thought it was quite cool.
yeah, I don't think it was mainly. I think it was mainly because I play Rune and Rune is broke
Yeah.
right now. So it's like, is this a good Rune angle?
Yeah.
Is Rune open? It's me on midfield again. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, you did kind of have that double shot of like the
Yeah.
Juno or the Rune. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
valuable.
I definitely think it's valuable if like both players are able to play midfield. There are also a decent amount of maps where double midfield works, like Aten, Oni Village, and Inky. So having the opportunity to actually play 2 midfields is very strong right now.
Yeah. I mean, we in those kittens also, but because I can say it now. Like I have my roller pool is so bad. I like the characters I felt comfortable playing were literally Zentara, Kazan the whole time. If you look at my characters played, it's those two and then like Finny as a forward and maybe like Rude Ivy sometimes.
Hey, we're on the same boat.
Yeah.
Like 90% of my forward games were on Zentaro.
Yeah.
I sometimes slapped out to Rasmus or Kazan, but it was also just 90% Zentaro. I had Zentaro game or this Zentaro game.
Yeah. I feel like I want to say also, like anytime people were like, "Oh, Flames Kittens are griefing. Why are they not playing Yuki goalie?" if you want to blame anyone, it's actually my bad, unironically, because X is so Thanos, like that I just never want to play into it, especially like Sake and Cookies. But so is like Atlas. And I feel like at the time I didn't play enough to realize I probably could have played just X. And like actually played it alright. But I was just like, we have Yuki who's a really good X player, let's just put her on it. So I was just like, yeah, if you want to blame anyone for Blame Skitten's role swaps, it's me for not wanting anyone to play X into us because that character is so broken.
It kind
Yeah.
of is broken. I agree.
I really hope they nerf X next patch and Rune as well and Atlas.
And that was, yeah, I mean, those three are, I feel like, just one level above everything else in their category right now.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's an issue with fucking nerfing Rune, and that's every single Rune nerf always hits goalie harder, so I cry, you know?
Good.
I think he... Okay. Shut up, man. Come on. Let me have fun. Let me make you not have fun, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Like your Rune goalie is absolutely insane, but it's like none in your team have fun, and the enemy, and especially the enemy team doesn't have
Yeah,
fun.
it's so unfun. Like that was the, I remember the third game we were playing against you guys with like only village ring goalie, and this is the draft process of I think it was like prime time start.
Yeah, it was
Um,
prime time start. Rune is Rune goalie with prime time and Oni is
Yeah,
actually
and
broken.
but
So
I was like, I think we banned Kazan, but because I told him to, which was basically the Flames Kittens draft process. Yuki would pull up, like she'd done some work before, like, okay, look, these are everyone's character pools, like this is priority picks, blah blah blah, and then I would just say some characters really loud in the VC, and my team were really chill, so they would just just let me basically pick whatever we pick, you know. Um, that's why my team are the goats. They just let me do whatever I wanted, basically. Um, but yeah, that game was like the least fun game I had in the EUSL. I think the only villager game prime time.
yeah, I don't think you got the core a lot, and when you got it, it's like, okay, well, there's a pillar.
Yeah, it's like there's two pillars, and then there's a midfielder. Like, what can do? But yeah, those those characters definitely need some nerfing. I
Yeah,
actually think
to add also another character that is currently the rest, Drekar. Bro, that character is so annoying to play against, and it's so boring to play. Like I don't know what happened, but this character just suddenly came out of the cave and is terrorizing every game.
it was
It's
actually
Alex's fault.
Yeah,
It
it's,
has to be.
It's
It's just
actually
Alex,
Alex's
the
fault.
car merchant.
to be
Sky,
fair,
man.
the cookies. I think when they won against Fist Fury with him playing Drakar forward, that was like I think a while before Alex mentioned it. So we can
I
give
think it
cookies a
was
bit
around the
of
same
credit.
time.
I feel like I don't know, maybe. Anyway, I still think personally I still think Jack sucks. If you lose to it, you're a noob, including Prince Kitten because we
Right.
lost to it. But I don't think
I don't think it's super strong, but it is really annoying.
Yeah,
It's
quite
so annoying.
It's
I-
annoying because like I feel like you know what you have to do to beat it, but the game is very chaotic and sometimes.
Also,
Yeah,
to mention, it hard counters Kazan goalie, so that I hate that.
Yeah.
Screw that guy.
Okay, let's not nerf Drekar then.
You mean?
I think honestly, the Ivy nerf, to mention it a bit, was actually like these patches have actually been good. Like that was actually a really solid nerf. I like the direction they were going with that one.
Yeah, that was actually the first time where Ayumi wasn't really in top 3 shot. I think
Yeah,
ever like when was she released? Like 2022, like October or something like that. Ever since then, she has been top 3 minimum character,
yeah,
and now it's finally the first patch where she isn't like a kind of like a must pick or ban in
Yeah.
every game.
I agree.
It's so refreshing.
Yeah, now it's just most games.
Yeah, no, just was like she's still really strong. So I hope they don't go back on that nerf and like buff her again. But like she's definitely still viable. She's definitely still strong, but she's not as broken anymore, I would say.
Yeah, if they buff her, let it be like one of those like, yo, Spark of Resilience gets 5 more stagger. You know, I'm fine with giving Aimi like 5 more stagger, but outside of that, we can leave her
Yeah.
as is.
I feel like the big problem was just like you can pick Aimi on every map with like every awakening start. Even though maybe like those awakenings weren't at the same level of scariness individually as with other picks, she could just be picked anywhere. But I think some other stuff and maybe a bit the awakening rotation like just makes other things a lot stronger. And let's also talk Mag Souls. I love
Mag
that
Souls,
merchant.
okay, the Mag Souls
Yeah.
merchant is here actually. That's
I am
true.
the Mag Souls merchant. Yeah, I think it's so good. I think I don't know. At one point, I thought about like, why did Rune go from maybe the worst midfield character in the game, or like being perceived as such, to being seen as like the most OP one? And I think like they buffed his speed, which matters, but I think it was just Mag Souls being actually good now. And Slick Kick sucks on Rune. I don't care if you play Slick Kicks on Rune Venom, or used to maybe. Slick Kicks are so much worse than Mag Souls on Rune, personally. So I think Mag Souls saved Rune.
I think Maxis is being overrated a lot right now. I think it's
such
good.
a fraud.
I think situationally you could prefer Max Swords over Slick Kicks. I think it's situational if you want to go Slick Kicks or Max Swords, but everyone is like, oh, Max Swords is so broken. Oh, Max Swords is so much better than Slick Kick. It's not.
I don't think it's like
overrated right now. It's like now people realize that in some situations you can use Max Swords, but then they go from 0 to 100. That is like the most broken like gear right now. Like you want to pick Max Swords everywhere. It's like no, it's not. It's not that good. It's not better than Slick Kicks. On some maps it's better. On some maps it's worse.
I would say like being completely ignorant to playing outside of the goal box, it does feel like I think you need to be a very good player to use Mag Souls well, because my impression is that it makes it very easy to bait yourself into bad positioning.
Yeah.
Like you need to know when it's like not worth going for the movement speed boost. But that movement speed boost, like I was coaching Swifty, and he was playing goalie against like I think it was Brack playing X on Atlab, and I see this guy, yeah, with Mag Souls. I see this guy. He goes to the midfield line, and he starts running towards the goal, and like he reaches he reaches well into the goal box, and he still has like half a second left of the movement speed boost. Like hello, you
Yeah.
can like run so far with this boost. It's crazy.
yeah.
But, like it can definitely bait you into poor positioning though. So it's like a bit situational for that.
My thoughts. I don't know if I had it from you or maybe Venom, where people will say like it can bait you into just standing on the mid line.
Yeah, it was me.
Like yeah, it was probably you, and I also the same thing I said. Like the same thing could be said about like Knife's Edge, you know. And I think Knife's Edge is still a really good awakening because, first of all, I would say like of course sometimes someone just a griefer and they just stand on the mid line the whole game, which I wouldn't recommend. But I wouldn't say it baits you into bad positioning as much as it changes the way that you are allowed and is optimal for you to position.
That's
And
a fair way to view it.
I also would say that like I don't think it's like if you pick slick kicks you're gonna lose the video game like it's GG. I just think that they're better to the extent that other than like on niche character picks and on niche maps, slick kicks is not better. Whether it be by like a small margin, I don't think they're better. And to answer cookies in the chat, that's my final thing. First of all, I've been spewing the Mag Souls Yap since before they were nerfed, and they were nerfed for a reason. They just nerfed them wrong. They've been strong since they were buffed to 2 seconds, which is insane. And Slick Kicks was nerfed to 1.25. So you have like 0.75 seconds more speed than Slick Kicks, and Slick Kick speed is more situational. So I just think they're better. Like I said, I don't think you insta lose on sticks. I just think they're better enough that if that they just provide more advantage, and you should probably just always lock them. But that's just my take. I am the Max Mills merchant, so I'm a bit biased.
Yeah, I will say 2 seconds is a long time in Omega's records, but I like the framework of like it changes how you're allowed to position. Like thinking about it in that way.
Yeah.
There's probably situations where like still it's like, especially because most players are so used to it, like the slick kicks makes sense to pick over it. But like I don't have much of an idea of what I'm talking about here, to be fair, because like I have like 30-40 hours max played outside of the goal box.
Yeah, I just like find myself very often like standing somewhere it's not on the midline but close to it, where I will just take a dip in the water for a second, and like going out of that position, I'm still able to reach where I want to go generally faster than if I had slicks, even by moving just to the midline for a second. And I think like in part due to I would say the strength of defensive goalies right now. I think basically like a defensive goalie either just like has well it's obvious, but they either have the cooldowns to defend or they don't. And since there's no like third character pressuring them in the goal box, it kind of just moves away quicker than I think it would with the pressure of 3 characters. So in situations like that, I think the strength of being able to rotate to the other side faster without having the ball is really impactful. So maybe I would say like in part to the strength, or at least how much defensive goalies are played right now. I would say that adds to it.
I could see that, yeah, for sure. Because like as the defense man in the net, like I cry every time it's a Monk Titan starter, because like half my character pool becomes invalid because of this one awakening, because everyone's too fast for my setups and spacing stuff to work. Like it's like, okay, you pick Asher and like Julie is in your face trying to like go through you, and then you use primary and like Julie has Among Titans, so she's super fast, so she can just run back, grab the core. And like, okay, now I don't have primary, I just auto lose because of the speed. So like, I could see that argument as well. Like it maybe being more useful against more defensive goalies to have that like repositioning power. That could make sense to me.
It's a bit OP.
I also think it's funny how like you're right, you're the defensive goalie player, but it's also funny at the same time that you don't play the defensive goalie. Like you don't play Atlas. Atlas is like
I don't understand how to play Atlas. This character makes no sense.
It's not that difficult.
It is.
Like you figured out how to play like Kazan, which is probably like the hardest defensive goalie, but you're like, I can't play Atlas. Like,
I mean, like Kazan is just like Atlas, except harder, and you also can't like heal your team. but he has higher highs on the defense. But yeah, I don't know. Atlas just, I feel like he plays very differently to a lot of the other defensive picks that I play, at least. Yeah, I don't know. I never figured him out. I did like one trick him at the start of release because I was like, yo, this guy has to be good now that there's like these goal locks here. So like he actually can defend instead of having a wide open net and like no move speed and getting scored on. But he was kind of boring outside of getting MVP and getting to listen to his song. So I kind of dropped him. And I was too bad at the game at that point to like internalize anything I really picked up, unfortunately.
I wish Atlas was better because, personally, there are like 3 goated skins in the game, and Champion Atlas is definitely one of them. So, if I can play that character more, I definitely like playing with that skin. It's really nice.
I have it. I just don't use it. XDD.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some criminals out there who doubt Champion Atlas.
And it's good. It's good. I just really like the white armor thingy. Base Atlas has going on. It's like Juliet, where base Juliet is just so much better than all the skins, and also Aimee as well. Like skins are fine, but like they're just not better than the default design. I don't know. The normal designs are just too good.
Venom, I don't remember. Do you use like the like Wizard Prodigy Luna skin?
Yes, it's my go-to Luna skin.
Yeah. Okay, that skin's really good.
I also use that one. That one's good.
Yeah.
When you play Luna once in the blue moon.
I'm okay. Like so I should pick up an eject goalie, right? And the one I'm looking at maybe actually picking up, because like I've tried with Kai, I can't really make eject Kai work. I've tried Vice and Aimee for like 200 games both, and you've seen how bad I am at those characters. But Luna is just so fun to play that if I'm picking up an eject goalie, it's gonna be Luna. But yeah, I'm still not very good at her. But I do play her. I've played her like a bit more the last 2 seasons, but not that much.
It's funny whenever I open the stream and you're playing Luna, it's always at the exact moment where you're doing some crazy play where you dash in and then you strike and then your dash is still going and you hit the ball in, or you're just like whipping the freest dash of all time.
I do like the most insane shit people have ever seen, and then like the next time I try to do something, I just like completely grieve. Like, it's so fun to play because I never know if I'm gonna be the GOAT or like the worst player alive.
Yeah, I feel like most of the time, but everyone except like Venom who's here on Luna Donker's videos are like some people that like the grief from Luna like 99% of the time. One of the harder characters. Most of the characters aren't too hard. I still haven't figured out how to play Kazan also, but I don't know if I'll commit to it. I think Venom would like physically attack me if more people started playing Kazan. He might lose his mind, I think.
I mean,
yeah, that might be true.
I don't have as much as a problem with Kazan anymore, since he's not that like, he's still good. You can still get good value out of him. Like, he's pretty much guaranteed to get a Size Awakening, which makes him like a problem to deal with. I think there's like, how many, like 5 Size Awakenings or something in the rotation right now? 4 or 5?
Yeah,
so it's pretty much guaranteed that he gets a Size Awakening, and after that it's like, okay, he's very annoying to deal with, but outside of that, I am not that opposed to people playing Kazan anymore.
Yeah, I feel like the movement speed nerf actually mattered so much. Like at this, I feel like you kind of need some speed for Kazan to really be good.
Yeah,
but you can't afford to go momentum boots on him because you need the points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also think that the damage is a weak point for him. Not necessarily dealing damage, but even though he has like an evade built in, I feel like it's the worst like evade ability in the game. So I don't know, in the more damage heavy metas, it's a lot easier to just shoot him. Personally, I also haven't. I don't know. Have you guys played I guess figure either with or maybe against like Kazan with the more sizes, like among Titans and Might of the Colossus. I haven't really seen it. I don't know how strong he is compared to with the more massive size buff. Is it still a bit scary?
I think like Might of the Colossus is like not. I mean, I only really have the goalie perspective. Like, it's not that useful. Like among Titans, it's like also like, it's like a fine buff. Like everything helps because like you just have like solid base ranges to scale on for both strike and hook and open primary. And also pop. Like I mean, everything basically scales with it. Like any size is good. But they're not as impactful as like Big Fish or built different. Not even close. Like I would much rather. I think I would go like stacks or peak performance over Might of the Colossus a lot of the time.
Maybe we can talk a bit, shortly, briefly about any. I don't know how much after you have watched an ESL, but maybe it's funny if you blind guess it. But any
Oh, no.
predictions on how playoffs will go? I think that'll be a bit interesting. Venom, have you been watching at all?
I watched a few. Like, I didn't watch the majority of it, but I watched a few games of it.
I will.
I personally feel sad for Cosmic Calamities. Like, I like Freezy, and I'm really happy that he finally is like in a team iteration where they're doing well. But now it's like, because Demon's Roar and Sad Boys sometimes they kind of like give up some games, even though they're like one of the best teams and like players still. It's like now Cosmic Calamities has to play upper bracket against Demon's Roar, and then
Yeah.
if they lose it, they play against Sad Boys.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, they did so. They got second place in regular season, and as a reward, they have to play against Demon's Roar, and if they lose, they have to play against Sad Boys. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
That's
you look,
unfortunate.
like you look at the other side, I wouldn't say that EKC and like Bozo Bunch are that strong. It's like the other side is EKC, Bozo Bunch, and then of course Showtime, which are like really good. But the other side is like, okay, you have to play against Demon's Roar and then Sad Boys. It's like GG.
Okay. To answer like the question, am I allowed to look at the Wikipedia page so I know the team names?
Yeah. I pinged you with all the teams. If you look at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Because I thought you might not have.
I haven't watched Nassel in like a year, I think.
That's fair enough. All you need to know is in the regular season, you got these noobs, the Sad Boys.
Yeah, these Sad Boy noobs.
Unknown team, they're in 6th place. Yeah, and then all the other teams.
Who is Showtime? Oh, it's
Showtime.
these gamers. I know these
Yeah,
names.
you know them?
I've seen these
Yeah.
names before.
Yeah, they kind of popped off. Showed up last season. It was
Yeah,
kind
like-
of crazy this time.
Joker is of course really good player, has always been at the top. Barcode also came back I think recently, and
Yeah.
they used to be like a really good goalie. And
Yeah.
Shionzo is like on the up and come. Like he was I think like a normal warrior, but then he decided to like play competitive, and since then he's like I think considered one of the best midfielders in NA right now. Like I
Yeah.
watched like 2-3 games of him and he's really insane.
Yeah, I'm as far as I know, he's also a controller player, which is pretty interesting. And I believe he played in NASA, which is the league below NASL, in the season right before last season, which was season 4. But yeah, personally, like last season, watching playoff, Shionzo and Joker were like probably my favorite forward duo to watch play together. Yeah, it was quite exciting. I think, okay, I'm gonna give my predictions real quick. I think Showtime will beat EKC. Demons will beat Calamities. EKC are kind of the fathers of Bozo Bunch. They'll move on, and then Sad Boys will beat Cosmic Calamities in the losers bracket. I would say. I think EKC personally are actually very, like, I think they're really close to like the top 3 teams. I think they might make it an upset deep run, but I think Demons Raw will take it. But in my heart, I hope that Sad Boys takes the win. Shout out to my Pookie mod. Yeah, Arthur, who do you have from these teams that you know so much about taking the
Yeah,
cake?
yeah. So I mean, like wait, first, okay, let's do this one on that match. I can do this. I can do this. I believe.
Yeah.
Showtime versus EKC. EKC has Soren, which was like started off as like a bit of a meme player, I think, but has proven themselves to be pretty good. Like they made a deep run in one of the
Good calling yet
seasons.
merchant.
Yeah.
Versus Showtime. I mean, I think like I see Joker. It's like Joker's the gut, you know.
Facts.
So Showtime probably take that one. Cosmic Calamities, Demons Ra. Who's on this team? I know Demons Ra at least, but Cardbox 3C. I mean 3C's cool. They got Lila as coach. Ooh, but that's like plus
Yeah, and
in the
Cardbox
book.
is also the coach for Hope as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Demons has Kelle as the coach. Like, how can lose, you know? Also, they do got Gooby and Kainu and Snake on there, if that's correct roster. So like, I would favor Demons. I think, even though they like haven't had the strongest season. And then it would be Boso versus EKC. I don't know. Boso Bunch as a name just gives me very bad vibes. I just don't like this team name. So I'm gonna say EKC win it. Off of that. You know what? Low key, I'm feeling spicy. We get a Demons Ra Sad Boys Grand Finals and Demons Ra take it. I think that's how it's gonna turn out.
Is that the hot take?
Yeah. Unheard of. Never happened before.
Never happened before. It's the hottest take of all time. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like Showtime could take it. Like, they seem like a strong roster. But
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
they did also get second last season.
yeah. I will just always believe in Gumi's emote spam. You know, it's too broken.
Yeah, I think I don't know if you guys were watching last week, but Demons Raw played with their brawler Snake playing goalie the whole time.
What? Why?
And Gumi kind of playing forward and midfield, and they didn't take a game off Showtime. I mean, of course, Gumi and Kainu I know are very flexible players. I hadn't seen Snake play goalie before, but it does go to show that they seem very confident to be able to just whip that out in
Yeah,
the
it feels
regular
like
season.
Demons Raw and Sad Boys are just like the regular season. They're just for funning it a lot of times. It's like every other time you boot up NASA, it's like, what the hell is that roster, bro? What Raw are they playing right now? What is
Yeah.
going on?
That's what I feel too. Like, it's like they haven't had the greatest like regular season, but I think the few games I've seen of them, they're doing something wacky where it's like, I know these guys are not necessarily playing optimal. Like, they could play better if they really tried. So like, I have hopes that that we'll get the run back to El Clasico, Demons Ra Sad Boys.
Yeah, I'd like that as well because we did miss it last season. Even though I was happy to see Showtime there. Sometimes You know, what's expected is what's best.
Yeah. My personal prediction is I think Showtime might win it. I think Showtime wins against EKC, EKC wins against Bozo Bunch. Although I do want to believe that Cosmic Calamities can make a run. They got absolutely doom matchup, so I think Demon's Roar is gonna win it. Like, in playoffs, Demon's Roar and Cypress are probably gonna take it more seriously, so I just think that Demon's Roar will win, and Cypress will also win. Then EKC was Sad Boy, Cypress will win. Showtime, yeah, maybe. I think Demon's Roar will win winners finals. Then it's like Sad Boys versus Showtime. Showtime wins, and then Showtime wins the tournament.
Right, wow. I
That
guess
is gonna be my prediction.
we'll find out in on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Will we find out all of this
Yeah.
on Saturday?
Not
That
all
sounds
of
like a
it.
lot.
There's like I think 3 games maybe. I'm not entirely sure.
So
Maybe it's 4 actually.
so okay, so Saturday are the
Wait,
upper bracket and lower bracket matches. No, okay.
there's
So
5 games. Whoa.
okay, wait. Okay, so there's 3 games on Saturday. It's Showtime versus EKC, Cosmic Calamities versus Demon's Roar. Then it's the loser from Showtime EKC versus Bozo Bunch. And then next week, on Sunday actually. Wait. No, wait, it's all the same
there's
day.
5. Yeah, there's 5
No,
games. There's
5 games.
We got content.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wait, the loser series is. Oh my days.
Yeah.
No, but like the poor guys who are like from winners semi. Oh my days. Oh, that's horrendous. Playing up to 3 series. That is not
Yeah,
it.
potentially playing 3 series on one day is actually crazy. And then, yeah, winners finals, loser finals, grand finals is next week.
Yeah, interesting to see. I see Cook Elixir in the chat. I don't know if Sloth was watching, but I was watching the highest. Or I watched a few of the games. I'm pretty sure you guys got second, right?
You mean Bob?
No. If you look in the chat, there's a South American player. They had a tournament recently. It was
yeah,
nice
right.
stuff, yeah. Yeah, they definitely favor the defensive goalies as well. I noticed that. I think I saw Mako in like every single game, and they are based rune banners. I think I saw rune banned in every single game except like Grams, which is.
Is the
Yeah.
Liquipedia on this correct? Because like I'm looking and like the team that won is the one team that isn't all Brazilians.
Oh, and
according
they're
to
like
the
all
page.
Argentinians or something.
No, they have 2 Argentinians. And the rest
Oh,
of the and like
it
1
might
Brazilian, and
be.
the rest of the teams are all just Brazilians. I guess
I didn't see
Argentina's like
where
OP
the-
or something.
I need to find the Wikipedia. It's they. Yo, you guys need to fix your Wikipedia though. I found the first one and it doesn't link to the third one. Wait, Arthur, do you have open like the highest number 3?
Yeah, you can find it on like the homepage on Wikipedia. Just
I
right
see.
under Nassel winner.
I see. Oh yeah. Oh wait. I thought. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. Coke Elixir, Chopin, Switch. Yeah. Yeah, those games were nice to see. Definitely some cool players. I think I thought description correct there. But that was pretty chill. I'm gonna put us back to some more shameless plug and ask you guys if you have any plans to participate in Clarion Hope Experiment.
Maybe.
Uh,
I'm like 50-50 right now if I'm gonna play.
Right.
I can like do a fantastic segue here because I don't know when, like, which weekend it is. When is it? When is this tournament happening? Can you
It's
tell
this
me?
weekend. It's Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. So so you're saying I should sign up for the Clarion Corp experiment
I'm
this
saying
coming
that
weekend,
you
Saturday and Sunday.
and everyone in the chat, and also anyone eligible for this other tournament. I don't know if you've heard about it, but the Clarion Corp Trials, that's also
Hey.
going down.
Sloth, it's only Monday. There's a few days left. I can still decide.
I mean, that's just the EU Classic. Like, you sign up like 1 hour
Yeah.
before the deadline. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
So probably me and Venom are both gonna do that. I will say,
Yeah.
advertisement. I think I have a great character pool for this kind of tournament. Just saying. I play a lot of stuff other people don't play. So like, you know.
Yeah, but you're just gonna
I could be a
steal
good
rune
goalie for
from the midfield pool and then steal.
Yeah, I can just
pool
steal.
and...
I mean, there are some midfielders that don't play Rune, and there are some forwards that don't play Kazan, you know? So that's
you can swap around your midfielder can play Atlas midfield and then you'll get the rune.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just grab Whistle, actually. Although we kind of have the same character pool for, like, the Fini, I guess, but...
Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, like, Atta does have a strong chopper for the trial. He has Alphared Rune, White Star Rune, Neon White Star Rune, Sakura White Star Rune, Yokai Rune. Oh, do not forget he has Kazan. And he has Gold Kazan.
Gold Kazan,
That is true. That is
Your
true. I mean, also...
Mako and Drama Mako.
To be fair, I do have, like, more than those 3 characters, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you add Juno to the pool, you double your char pool because Juno has like 10 skins.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a skin exception. I don't think it counts. That's another character, by the way. For those who would maybe get baited by that, I don't think that's how it works. But
Check the rule book. Maybe they forgot something. Could be a loophole. I think, I don't know, unless you guys have anything else burning inside of you that you want to talk about. I think we've covered a lot of topics, done a lot of yapping. Anything you guys have?
yeah, I mean, I think we maybe shouldn't set like too bad of like a precedent of like just going for way too long, you know? And try and like keep
No one could do it
somewhat-
like us, okay?
Yeah. I mean, we've been going for at least like 1.5 hours now, so
Not
I
really.
don't have much to add, honestly, at this point.
I think one more thing I have to add is sign up for trials, Experiment Clarion Cup, and Experiment Clarion Cup.
True.
Yeah. Check your PayPal, Venom. You'll get good commission on that one.
Yo, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week. Is this thing weekly? It is, right?
I
Tune
think
in
so. It's been weekly so
Next
far.
week, same
Oh, yeah.
time.
Wait,
sign up to Trials and Experiments.
Isn't gonna trial Clarion Cup gonna overlap with Bob?
No.
Or is Bob just not gonna happen?
Well,
Bob is bi-weekly, bro.
bi-weekly.
What's that?
What do you mean bi-weekly? Huh?
It happens every 2 weeks.
Oh, wait, what?
Venom.
Hey, bro, I haven't participated in a Bob like last week. I participated. Before that, I think the last time I participated in a Bob was like 6 or 7 Bobs ago. I didn't know
Oh,
was
was it the one
bi-weekly.
where I banished you when you Luna dashed?
I
Might have
don't
been
know
that
if that was maybe.
That was like a year
Yeah,
ago, I think.
that definitely intentional banish on me to make me not eject back.
Yeah, of course.
Right. yeah, if you guys have any last goodbyes, any shout outs, anything you want to do, maybe Venom can start.
Shout out to my teammates.
And
Shout
your
out to
family
Smeech.
too.
And my family and Smeech. And shout out to the people that are gonna do EUSL Season 3. EUSL Season 3 is gonna happen. Oh yeah.
Atta?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say like shout outs to me, you know. I'm the GOAT. Like I think I had like a huge part in like making Saki the player. I made this guy suffer pushing through my pillars when he was like a little child, and now I made him suffer by griefing him and Bob. So you know, it goes full circle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
no, shout out to Sloth for asking me to be on here. It's been fun.
and shout out to Aesop for nothing. I mean,
Yeah, shout out to Fluff for munching on Venom's wires for a bit so that he could come join us in the Yap. Shout
yeah.
out.
Just to clarify again, I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah, yeah, we're back to clarify something. What? Adam, what did you do? What did you? Want to
I
say?
wasn't sleeping.
I think this ending was more scuffed than when Psyche forgot to put us on the goodbye screen, and then we just started yapping. Yeah, Venom claims he wasn't sleeping. Report investigation incoming. See how this affects EUSL Season 3 and LeBron James' legacy.
How will this affect Fang's legacy?
All right. I guess
Okay.
we say goodbye then.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.